How's it going, Shaq?
It's okay. I'm a little sleepy.
Oh no.
Well, yeah, I know. I did a real. I went to Chicago last night
Whoa.
to see a guy that I like, Andrew Bird, the
Okay.
singer songwriter, plays violin. I've been a fan for many, many, many years. Um, And I've seen him plenty, but, around the holidays, he does, like, a week at this church in downtown Chicago because he's from Chicago.
Okay.
Mm. And, he plays violin and he loops things and, the sound in the church is great, and he has these speakers that he rotates to kind of swing the sound around the room and the acoustics, blah, blah, blah. It's great. So he usually plays, like, a week or so in December there. And I had he's been doing it for a while and I had never seen one. And I feel like last year I was like, I'm gonna go and I bought a ticket and then I realized it was the same day as the board meeting at my job, and my only job is to get that board meeting going and fix it out. I was like, oh well. So I got rid of that ticket. So this year I actually looked at the calendar first,
Okay.
mhm, and bought a ticket. So I flew to Chicago, got there, um, I got there, got a cab from the airport to a ramen restaurant, had ramen, walked to the church, watched that show, um, went to a bar that I know that I thought I might be able to catch some people there. Nothing was going on there. What they had a show going on, but it was completely over by the time I got there.
Okay.
I was like, "All right," and then just went to the airport and then just waited until my flight left at, like, 6 in the morning and then came back here, so that's what I did. So I'm sleepy.
Shot. Yo, real talk. You my hero, yo. Real talk. That's incredible.
It was nice to just travel with a purse.
Yo.
That was the best thing. I was like, "All this could fit under the seat. I don't have to worry about anything."
Yo. I love that. Real talk.
Yeah.
Yo, you really treat this country like it's your block. Like, yo.
I don't. I wish I did. I know people who do, who really do, like, go in like
Yo.
that, and I'm like, "Huh." But, I wish I did it more, but I definitely know people who are just, like, every week, like, during the week, they're like, "Ooh, I don't know if Imma make it," and then the weekend, they're like, "Oh, I'm at the beach," and I'm like, "What? You don't live near a beach, you live in the mountains." So,
Yo, that's what's up.
yeah, so that's, and it's a concert. I'll travel for a concert. Once I made the decision, yeah, I can travel to see someone. Yeah, it's kind of been, and I've known people who have, like, really traveled and gone to, like, other countries for festivals and all that kind of stuff. I
Right.
just happen to not like festivals that much. I'll go see the person and then bring it on back. So,
That's
yeah.
freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Real talk. I love that. How many people go to this like concert, to the
A
show?
lot of people do. Like, it usually sells out. I think the show that I went to, um, still had a couple of tickets available, but I mean, it looked pretty packed to me when I got there. But
It's
for
like
the
a
rest of the week,
2,000 seater.
no, 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 no. It's an old church.
Okay.
So it's probably, oh, but they did have balconies. Probably a few hundred.
Okay. That's a big show. Yeah, have to do that all week.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, probably like 250, 3, something like that. However many people you can cram in a big church.
Okay. And
Yeah.
does he sing or he plays instruments?
He sings, um plays violin
Right?
and plays guitar. Um, and he has a guy who plays with him who plays upright bass, and then he also had a woman who sings and plays guitar. And his opening act was a young woman who plays the harp and, like,
Okay.
loops. He likes, like, looping, like, lines over and over and building a song with a looper pedal, and so she was doing that with a harp, and it was neat. It was nice to hear, some of those songs done in that way. I mean, I've been a fan of his for a very long time.
Huh.
So there were no real, like, surprises, but I just hadn't seen him in a while and not in that type of setting. I feel like the last time I saw him, it was, like, a proper, like, stage with a whole band and, all that kinda stuff, but
Huh.
not, like, in a church and, with wild acoustics and stained glass and all that kinda crap.
Oh, shouts to Andrew Bird. Real talk.
Yeah.
That's kind of fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like, and I'm looking them up right now.
Mhm.
Obviously I'm not gonna play the stuff, but like,
Mm-mm. Nah,
um,
it'll be of no interest to you,
and that's yeah, and that's cool. But
and
like, that's
that's
kind of what
fine.
I rock with that. That like he seems successful, but not famous, right?
Right.
Like he has like a fan base for sure. They support him. Definitely if you could do shows
Who's
like
a
that for like a week. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? By the same token, probably still gets a sandwich at the corner store. In
Yeah,
most
he
cases,
probably
goes
could.
fine.
Yeah. Yes. I know that is your barometer as to how much of a person you can be.
Real
So,
talk.
yeah, he probably could do that. Yeah.
I love this level of fame. Good for him. That's beautiful. Real talk. I love stuff like this because, like, it's funny you bring this up because, like, if what I was gonna talk about is like as you mentioned during our setup,
Mhm.
that I sent you a song
Oh, right, yes.
and you like the song. So, I appreciate you saying that because I want you to know I sent that song to 4 people specifically.
Okay.
Right? I don't just send songs out randomly.
Right, right,
You know what I mean? It has to be something that like I think, oh, this person would dig this.
right.
You know what I mean? And that I think would be a good reflection on me. Like I don't want to send out something and you're like, oh, this just suck. You know what I mean?
Sure.
'Cause then you think my taste is trash.
Right, right.
And like I'm old enough and I've experienced enough that I thought I was comfortable in my skin. I want you to know I sent that out like 3, 4 hours ago. You were the
Mhm.
first one to respond, and I was starting to question
If
like if people
I was
fuck with my
going to
musical taste.
I watched it just before I got up to set everything up, and I was going to text you back, and I was like, "I'll just tell him. I'm
Yo,
literally going to see him in, like, 40 minutes. I'll tell him then."
real
Um
talk. I was over here like, yo, maybe I sent shot some trash, and she like
No,
she don't rock, and
mm-mm.
then like I sent it to the other people, and I'm like, damn, none of them said anything back. Maybe it was a bad song. So like I'm replaying it again, the whole
Like, to
half
see
hour
if it
leading up to the show. I'm like, nah, this shit hard.
Yeah,
So
no, it's good. It's a good song. I enjoyed the video, and so then
yeah,
I looked at, like, the info if there was any information on him. I'm like, "Okay, Seattle, okay." And
yeah,
then, YouTube's like, "Alright, well, here's another one of his." So I watched another one, I let another one play, and I'm like, "Okay, he's got this thing that he's doing."
yeah.
And
He's
so
got a vision for
yeah,
sure.
he's got some sort of vision, and I really like seeing that, especially and when I say a vision, I mean not necessarily, like, doing what other people are doing,
Right,
but, and it doesn't have to be an elaborate vision.
right. I
It
agree.
just has to be a particular point of view, like, at some point, he was like, "No, I want to do this and then have this happen," as opposed to a director going, "Well, I was thinking maybe we could do this, and we'll just put, like, a stack of ones on your face," and you go, "Alright." You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Like, somebody who was like, "No, I want this to and so,
Yeah.
yeah, and, like, the one that you sent me, that video was shot on film, I
Right,
saw.
right. It has that look for sure.
Yeah, and then the other one that I watched, I think that was a digital one, just a normal, but yeah, yeah, I enjoyed it. So I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
But
Um,
yeah, like it just like it surprised me A how vulnerable I felt. And then B, like to hear you're at the other extreme that you're like, yo, like I love this weird niche violin dude so much. I'ma fly to the Midwest to catch his show right quick. That's
well, yeah.
so like dope. Like
Oh,
sincerely,
wow.
that's beautiful.
Well, I guess when you say it like that, it is kinda funny that I did fly to the Midwest.
Yo, that's ill. Real
And s
talk.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna bring you joy.
Right, yes,
I think that's
exactly.
fire, sincerely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, like, I guess I'm just getting to a point now where I'm like, well, I guess I'll just go back to watching some shows, like going to see live shows again. And sometimes I feel like I'm not as adventurous because I don't know exactly how people are finding new music
Mm,
nowadays. And so I use YouTube up to a point, and I guess maybe I should try the other things like TikTok or whatever, but I don't necessarily have access to. It's not that I don't have access to how people are doing it. It's that the way that I used to find out about new music, I'm not doing that anymore. That's not as readily available because no one's really doing it like that anymore. So I'm
Right,
not sure exactly how people are doing it, but I'm trying. And usually it's like word of mouth. I mean, I there are people who will send me something and they're like, I think this is something you would like. And
right,
usually it doesn't happen a lot, but it's usually like you've sent me stuff before. Uh Courtney Farrington and I spend hours just trading stuff.
right.
My old roommate Kevin, we that's most of our conversations was that. Um Eli Uding,
Okay.
he has sent me stuff. So yeah, there are a lot of there are people out there who have an idea kind of what I would find interesting or
Yeah.
like, or they thought of me when they heard that based on what they've seen me like be loud about liking before.
Right.
So yeah, and then
It's
if I listen to it, and then I immediately, if I like it, I immediately do research. So I
right,
haven't gotten on to, I haven't like Googled this young man yet, but I went straight to the info and was like, okay, what's his deal?
right.
Like yeah. So
All right, look at that.
it's
Shouts to Yanni, Hood Spirituals is the song I'm talking about. Like
mm-hmm.
it just came across my YouTube algorithm and like I was this is dope. He had
Yeah.
3,000 views, but I thought it was fire. But yeah, I will say you were with me
Mm.
the last time I vividly remember discovering new music.
Oh.
I we've talked about this day before, but there was a show we did together where afterward we were invited to hang with the comics.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I got there, as soon as we got there, you said, "Okay, I'm leaving," which was like so freaking amazing to me.
Sure, that sounds
And
like
like
me.
you just sat there and said, "All right, cool, all right, I'm out." And like I didn't know you could do it that fast. Like just yo, that shit blew my mind. So like it was it was so not like it wasn't rude.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just like the right amount of like I've done this.
Mm.
I also do not belong here,
Right. I
and it
mean,
was so smooth. Like, all
was
right,
it a
I'm heading
bunch of
out.
young people or something?
Yeah, everyone was
Oh yeah.
super young, and like
Okay. All
that didn't
right.
become clear to me until you left. Because when you left, I became the
The
oldest person there,
right.
and the gap became huge to me. Like I was like, oh, this is crazy, and now I see why Shop bounced, but I was too far in there.
Yeah, right, right.
So like the person that invited us, another comic,
Mhm.
he was the next oldest, but it was his place.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then everyone was within reason of his age,
Mhm.
but like now my age to their age was wow. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, this I'm not supposed to be here. But like they were doing things differently, but that we do. They were watching music videos on TV. I thought
Okay.
that was real cool, but no MTV. It was on like they were taking turns changing YouTube
Right, yes, right.
playlists.
Yeah.
And like I found like Earth Gang through them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was
Alright.
like, oh, this is dope. Like I'd never
Mhm.
heard of this. And like and they played a ton of stuff that I got familiar with that day. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, this is
Right.
beautiful. I guess and I think that's the secret. I gotta like bump into random young people and
Yeah,
say, hey,
yeah,
what's
that's part
happening?
of it. If I see that there's a lot of talk about a particular song or an artist, I will go over to YouTube and see what the deal is,
Right.
and then try to decide how I feel about it.
Amen.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I will say like it's one of the perks of being like part of the art community in New York that like
mhm.
um I've had people after shows that as like a way of appreciation would just invite me to their thing.
Mm.
And it's not a comic. So there's no like, quote unquote benefit like show trading.
Right.
But I've had people say, "Hey, like, just want to say I appreciate what you do. I am a violinist at this thing. Come check it out."
Mhm.
Gabby and I went to some like weird like factory in Bushwick and saw a full-on symphony like of college students play.
Oh, cool.
And there was like a live art installation. There was like some lady that like was like a statue or something. I didn't really get it, but I was like, all right, it's cool. You know, like, she was just standing there for like an hour. It's crazy. Like, uh,
Right,
I
okay.
didn't know what was that, but she was part of the thing. Like, she was part of
Yeah.
the art. And
Ah.
real talk, like it was like it was really like genuinely fascinating, and also like yo, Bushwick changed. Like that
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
whole time.
a
But
little
then like we
different.
went to the back of this like incredibly huge like warehouse space that is the only space that they could do this in. And
Mhm.
they had a full-on orchestra. Like I don't know how many people are in it, but it looked like the same size of what you see orchestras normally are in
Right.
bigger places where like you
Yeah.
know 50 to 100 people, something like that.
Okay.
And yeah, like they did a full show, like an hour and a half thing, and like it was beautiful. But that's something that I only get exposed to because comedy things. Like,
Right.
hey, like this weird thing is something I do, and I appreciate what you do, and you shared it. Come check out this thing I'm doing. And so I've had, and like those tickets were comped. They were something that, and it was a packed house.
Right.
So that was the shit to somebody. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean? Like there were people that came for that and they were fans of that. And me and Gabby got the experience and you know, tip our toe into that world a little bit. It was cool.
yeah, that's kind of the beauty of liking something that's a little off in New York. A little it's kind of the beauty is that you go and you're like, "Oh, okay, all of these people also enjoy it." Sure, it's New York. The downside is that, oh god, all of these people are here. You know? If this was Atlanta, I'd have a little breathing room, maybe, but more people moved to Atlanta, so maybe not, but boy, I was just like, "Oh, jeez. There's too many
Yeah, yo.
people here. Who told these stupid New Yorkers?" But also, New Yorkers are a little too cool for school when it comes to concerts, so nobody wants to, like, have show themselves having fun, and that
Yeah.
could just be the case because no one wants to be taped. No one wants to be recorded and become
Right.
the main character of the day because they're dancing to something at a out in public, um but there's still just an excitement level that New Yorkers are just like, "Yeah." But when
Yeah.
I go elsewhere and see a show, folks are like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "See, we the rest of the country is happy.
Real
Quit
talk.
quit being so cool, New York, and just
Yeah.
enjoy it." So,
You're lowering your own joy.
yeah. Yeah, and I feel like the last concert I went to where the audience fully enjoyed in New York, they fully enjoyed what was happening was this band Little Dragon.
Okay.
And I recently the singer of Little Dragon, this woman named Yukimi, she has a solo album coming out next year, and she kind of previewed some songs from it recently. So I went to that show, and that everyone was standing around real cool. And I was like, "Oh, so you need all a Little Dragon to be here or something? Why aren't you?" But then as it kept but it's also because they don't know the songs. So, like,
Mm,
halfway through each song, people would lock into what the groove is, and then they would have a good time. I'm like, "Okay, Little Dragon fans definitely show themselves no matter the city."
right.
Good, that's good to know, because, I've been to shows where everyone's just like, "Whatever," and I'm like, "I know what I paid to be here."
Yeah.
So I have an idea of what you probably paid to be here. Y'all should really like buck up and enjoy yourselves. Quit being so cool. Nobody cares, you dummies. Enjoy
Real
yourself.
talk, yo. Can enjoy.
Yeah.
I towards like the middle of this year, artist and friend of mine, Substantial, really dope rapper from Maryland. He used to live in Brooklyn. He came up here, did a show for his album, Adultish.
Mhm.
Bumped in War Report correspondent Steph, who's also a singer and was performing on the show.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, and like just saw them crush it. Then like it was just cool to like like you realize like oh like our the troops are way more talented than I am.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Y'all are out there doing the Lord's work. We just up here talking shit.
real talk. I'm like, oh, that's incredible. Like, you,
Yeah. Oh, they have talent.
yeah,
All right.
but it's just dope to like just see people doing stuff. But like, I remember like during the show, like, a part of me was kind of like, yo, like, I don't think y'all like there's some incredible music being put up
Mhm.
here. You paid to come here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like this is a moment in time that like you could just enjoy fully. So like I was bobbing my head, I'm waving my arms, and like there was like 10 of us really doing that.
Right.
And then there was like 40 other heads that was just trying to be like, nah, it's hip hop
Yeah.
beat. And I'm like, okay, but like
Yes. Yeah.
that I thought that was the point. Like, let's just have a good time, you know? I
Yeah.
don't know.
No. Yeah. No one can do that anymore, which is fine. I mean, okay, great. So I guess we'll all just stand with our arms crossed. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just no one the thing is, nobody's gonna take your picture because you're just a person. And if they
Right.
do take your picture, you're still just a person to those to that people. They don't know your name. They're not tagging you. You good. And if
Yeah. I
you
know that in theory, yes, but think of how many times you come across a clip of somebody doing something. No one, you don't know their name, but
right.
you're somehow seeing it. It's a
And what I would say to that,
Mhm.
if you were doing something that's so wild that is getting traded, you needed that moment. Okay? Real talk. Chances are the way you wave at the show is normal. And if it's so different that it's gone viral elsewhere and it's made its way back to you,
Mhm.
you needed that conversation.
Maybe. I think people are meaner behind
Mm,
their keyboards.
that's fair.
So I think they see someone doing something, especially, the young kids, they see it all. Gen Z sees it all, but they don't interact with it.
Right.
So the only way they know how to interact with it is through a lens. So they tape it and they're like, look at that. Whereas before, like if you saw someone doing a wacky dance, you'd be like, look at that dude doing a wacky dance.
Real talk.
Go wacky.
Yeah,
And
that's what
then
I'm
that's
saying.
it.
It's
Yeah.
the
And then that's,
moment.
yeah. And then that's the end of the night.
Real talk. And like,
Now someone posts it, it gets all these views, and then the people in it's
you touched on something for me, Sade.
uh-oh.
I feel like not enough people just make wacky shit cool. Like that's a
Yeah.
moment. Like when
Yeah.
someone doing something wacky, that's a hero to me. You made that night memorable.
Do
I'm gonna
they
talk
even
about you
do
fondly.
do they even do Go White Boy anymore? You remember how every
Yeah.
time you went out, there was one white guy who was doing the most, and everybody's like, "Go White Boy."
Real talk. Love that white boy.
Yeah, we didn't even know him. He
Yeah.
was just at the club that night, feeling it.
Yo, you could post things about people, but it can't come from a mean place.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of stuff comes from mean places.
Nah.
I think is the issue, and I mean, that's I don't want to put all of that on like phones and screens. Some people are just mean and
Yeah,
have
word.
been since the beginning of time. There's always been someone on some old bullshit since
Yo.
BC. So, like, yeah, but it's just now it could be more widespread. I'm not saying I I hear myself and I know I sound like so just everybody wear cloaks and don't make eye contact. You know what I mean? And that's not what I mean. Like go out there and do whatever it is you're going to do. I don't want anyone to feel scared, but
Yeah, let's share him out.
it's a shame. It's a shame, really.
Real talk.
I feel for folks who don't uh, who haven't felt that freedom of the freedom of being in a place with other people and having that communal moment like we all go down on engine number 9 and then we all jump up
Yeah.
like not having that moment
You know,
um
Shy, you just inspired me. Okay.
oh man
New
I'm
service being
oh,
announced here. Okay.
okay, all right,
A mere $30 an hour, 2 hour
oh,
minimum.
okay,
Okay. If you are in the New York City area, you can
hmm,
book me to be the person next to you doing the silly thing you want to do. That way you are not alone. Okay.
okay,
Whatever silly thing you think you into and you've been scared to do publicly, hit me
mm-hmm.
up. I'll do that silly thing with you. Real talk. You want to dance to a weird song in a weird way? Hit me up before we can practice and we show up. Concert. Do all the dances. Kid and
Okay,
play dance, I got you. I already know that
wow,
one. Real talk. It doesn't
okay,
matter what
that's
it is.
not bad, that's
I
not
think it's a
bad,
good service, sincerely. I'll meet
yeah,
some beautiful people. You know
mm-hmm.
what I mean? Cover some bills.
Yeah, I mean,
Real
yeah,
talk. And
absolutely.
sincerely, if you feel like off about doing something, hit me up. We will figure it out. I'll be out here, I jam out. Like y'all want to try weird pizza. I want to go to raves. Whatever it is, and nobody wants to rock with you. Hit me up. Okay, at Gastor Almonte, all social medias. Put that out there, yo. Real talk.
Wow. I hope this is fruitful for
Yo,
you.
yo, sincerely, I'm starting a website for this.
Okay.
Real talk. We're gonna do this whole thing. This is gonna be my new job. Hit
Oh
me up. I
boy.
will show up wherever you at, and we'll work it out. And I'll jam out with you, whatever it is. Like, yo,
It's like the party starters at like a bar mitzvah,
yeah,
but for individuals.
for individuals. Real talk.
Okay. Oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
want to go to this weird
Honestly,
restaurant, and like nobody wants to go with me. Let's go.
if you call it something like a freedom coach or some shit like that.
Ooh,
Yeah, if you put coach at the end of the title, you might be on to something.
real talk.
Yeah.
Yo, Gastor Almonte, freedom coach.
I
Y'all
teach you
think
how
I'm
to be
playing? I
free.
promise you.
No,
I
no,
promise you
actually,
before this episode airs, it'll be on my LinkedIn page.
I
Freedom
mean,
coach.
if there's any honestly, if freedom coach is someone to help you be free, you could do that.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Your new freedom coach, baby. Let's
Oh,
do this.
wow. Boy, I'm glad we worked that out.
Real talk. Let's
Um,
get into the
I'm
news.
glad we figured that out.
Uh, kicking us off, Krispy Kreme is struggling to fulfill online orders after it was hit with a cyber attack. That's right. So a cybersecurity attack is hampering some customers from getting their donuts at Krispy Kreme. The chain said in a regulatory statement that it had detected unauthorized activity on a portion of its technology last month, that it's still causing certain operational disruptions, notably its online ordering function for portions of the United States. Krispy Kreme said that the hack will probably hurt its bottom line because of a loss of revenue from the disruption of the online ordering. Its 400 locations are open for in-person ordering and delivery to Krispy Kreme's partners, such as grocery stores and the nearly 2,000 McDonald's restaurants. Um,
What? Hold on,
I didn't
hold
know they
on.
did. That's news to me. McDonald's gets Krispy Kreme?
When did that start?
Yo.
That
And
feels new.
yeah, in addition to its expanding partnership with McDonald's this year, Krispy Kreme recently announced that it sold its majority stake of Insomnia Cookie. I didn't even know they.
I
What
didn't
is
know
it?
they own Krispy Kreme
Yo,
make quietly making moves. I had no
yo,
idea. I thought that this hack would um I don't know. Okay, so Krispy Kreme really isn't up here like heavy.
right,
So where there are Krispy Kremes, like schools or churches or whatever, you could buy a few dozen as like fundraisers.
right,
You know what I mean? Like either you could they'd supply you with donuts that you could sell at your cake things or your church socials or whatever. I don't know what people raise money for. But but yeah, but that was like big business, like school groups. You know what I mean? Marching
right.
band having a Krispy Kreme thing or like so that's what I thought this would fuck up because that in the suburbs, that's a good amount of money.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, but
Huh.
I'm just like, who's ordering, like, who's what kind of cyber attack like, what
Yes, I'm saying like,
orders are
who? What's
happening?
the plan of
But
the
I
hacker?
bet it affected the fundraising side of Krispy
Right.
Kreme, because that's the
Huh.
only thing I could think of where you would have to you can't just roll up on a Krispy Kreme necessarily and just be like, "Hey, I need like 10 dozen Krispy Kreme." Like they'll be like,
Nah,
uh-uh,
B. We don't do that.
nah." Yeah, because nope, not here. So, yeah, but
Well,
that's a
learn something.
shame.
Look at that. Yo, I'm impressed with Krispy Kreme hustling like this, though. I didn't know they had all that.
Yeah,
Look at that.
I mean, I've not seen them in a McDonald's. I
Yeah,
wonder where that's happening. I'm
yeah, that
sure
might
out in
be
the
super
suburbs.
new. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wonder
Oh,
where are they like what what's their deal with McDonald's?
yeah.
Is it
I
like
wonder
you
if
can
it was
buy
the
a
orders
donut with a
cookie too.
yeah, like what are they doing? Are they making a burger out of the
Oh, the Homer
You've heard of
Simpson
that.
burger, right?
What was
Yeah.
it called? Like the Luther or some shit where it was like
Yeah.
a big old burger on a split in half Krispy Kreme glazed donut?
I know I thought Homer had something like that from
I mean, I've seen that joke made,
The
but
Luther
then
burger, yeah.
someone, like, made one.
Yeah. Well, I know there was a couple of minor league teams that offered it in their
Mm,
stadiums. I
okay.
think even we did an article on that. That like
Yeah.
they made the Luther burger and you could get it during specific games.
That's so I love donuts and I love burgers. Not together.
Yeah, that doesn't call me, I gotta say.
No, yeah, that doesn't do I mean, like, that's a death wish to me.
I'll even eat them the same meal, but they gotta be
Yeah, I
separate.
will start with a donut and end with a burger,
Real
or
talk. Vice versa.
vice
Make a
versa, but I'm not
yeah.
not together. They don't need to touch on my plate. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm with you. Real talk.
Yeah. Anywho, quit hacking Krispy Kreme, man.
Yeah, leave them good people alone, okay?
Yeah.
Real talk. They've
They're
helped
just
me out.
trying to make it. Yeah.
Real talk. I've gone in there plenty of times. Like, I just want a donut. They're like, "Yo, we closing. You want to order donuts?" And like, they just give me like 30 donuts for no
Oh
reason.
my gosh.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
there's nothing like driving and seeing that "Hot Donuts Now" sign in the distance. Even
Yeah.
though I'm not when that's lit up, that means they've got that the donuts are hot. I'm not big on hot Krispy Kreme donuts,
Right.
only because they melt in your mouth so fast that
Right. It's like drinking.
yeah, like you chew 3 times and you've eaten 7 of them. That's dangerous. I need them to be room temperature. I need my teeth to do some work so I am aware of how many I've put in my mouth.
Real talk. It's like using cash instead of a debit card. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Helps you
Yeah.
keep track.
Yeah.
In other news, Mega Millions jackpot winner claims he purchased both $394 million prize tickets, but lost the second one. And he's suing California Lottery. That's right. He's hoping to earn double. A Mega Millions player alleges he's the rightful owner of the 2 jackpot winning tickets sold at the same California gas station last year, but lost the second ticket as the time to claim the award has expired. Uh, yo, Famariz Johnny publicly stepped forward in June to claim his half of the $394 million prize that was drawn on December 8th of 2023. The life-changing tickets were sold at a Chevron gas station on Ventura Boulevard in Encino, California, and were worth $197.5 million each. The second ticket holder was given a full year from the drawing, December 7th, to claim the reward. Last week, Lanjani filed a lawsuit against the California Lottery, claiming he had purchased the mysterious missing ticket but had lost it in a breach of contract suit filed in the Superior Court on December 6th, hours before the expiration date. Lanjani argued he is the rightful owner of the remaining 197.5.
Stop
Uh,
being greedy. That's it.
he
Stop being greedy.
alleges his children picked the winning numbers and that he has been using the same digits for decades.
I mean, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that he's been using the same number for decades. I
Yep.
do doubt that he bought the second ticket.
Even at the same location? That
Yeah.
honestly helped his argument for me.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. I think that he cuz I feel like you would have tried to claim that faster than hours before it expires.
Okay.
You suddenly remember a year later that you lost the ticket? Nah. I that's something I would How do so you good with the 197 million off rip and then 11 months later you're like, "Well, you know what? I actually had another one. So can I get that other?" No. No. I think it feels like he thought that they would just go ahead and give it all to him,
Right.
and that's not how that works. You
Mm-mm.
get yeah, if there's some other ticket out there, I think there are plenty of times that somebody only wins a partial part because there's another ticket that just doesn't claim it, and all that shit just goes back in the kitty, buddy. Buy another ticket.
Real talk.
I don't think I think it's bullshit. So I don't believe him on the second ticket thing, and I think he just needs to learn how to manage his winnings
Real talk. Yeah,
because you can blow
you
through it
burnt
quickly.
194 M's in a year. That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. I heard almost $200 million you got.
Real talk. And you
So
lost it
quit
already.
being
You like,
greedy.
real talk. You
Yeah.
added some new expenses you should have, and now
I
that
would I
200 don't
mean,
stretch.
I absolutely would have checked on that when I was signing to get the first check. Like,
Yeah,
okay, now, but if I find this other ticket, will I get the other hat? Like, how does this work?
yeah,
Well, I would have had all that information locked down because I would know I had the other ticket. But you can't
yeah.
just show up with a lawsuit with 30 minutes on the clock after a full year. Nah, bruh, you ain't do that shit. Stop it.
I feel I don't know. I feel like there's some truth here though. I like I the selling point to me is the same location. That
Okay.
seems like strange to me. That somebody else would pick the same location to buy the same ticket number, same day.
That doesn't seem weird to me.
Yeah, I felt like you don't have people with matching numbers, and it's the Mega Million. They got like half the country. So
Yeah.
people are buying tickets all over the country, and
Mhm.
two people pick the same tickets in the same spot.
Yeah, I still I don't think that's him. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think did they put the numbers in the
Yeah,
they
yeah.
put his numbers in there so he can't even play them anymore. You see what I mean? Other people are going to play those numbers because they're going to think they're hot.
Real talk.
So yeah, no, absolutely not. You can come up with any story for any of these numbers, but
It's law.
yeah, no, I don't
Mm-mm.
think so. I think it's um I don't know if it's a fluke or what, but I don't. He just waited too long.
Shout out, I believe him, my G. Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Finally, Michelangelo painted a secret figure in the Sistine Chapel's masterpiece. An art expert claims, and I am firmly convinced. Uh, did they find her using a magnifying glass? Haha. Researchers have claimed that Christ's disciple Mary Magdalene may have been hidden in plain sight in Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel's masterpiece for nearly 500 years. The sneaky figure's identity was floated by Italian art restorer Sarah Penco, who's publishing the biblical bombshell in her book, Mary Magdalene in Michelangelo's Judgment. I am firmly convinced that this is Mary Magdalene, says Penco in a recent quote. She is referring to a figure in the right hand corner of The Last Judgment, a legendary depiction of the second coming of Christ's and God's final judgment painted at the Sistine Chapel, located in the modern day Vatican. She is a blonde woman seen kissing a cross toted by a nude man who's believed to be Jesus Christ.
Huh.
Uh,
Okay. All right. Hold on.
Yeah.
Is
While well
she
camouflaged among
Uh-huh.
the other 300 figures in the magnum opus, the legendary penitent was flagged by Penco because of the intimacy with the cross, the yellow dress, and the blonde hair. The cross bearer is looking in the direction of Mary Magdalene, and it is as if he is estranged from the composition, looking towards the woman peacefully holding the wood and the cross. Uh,
Oh boy. I don't think I have the brain power to really Okay. All right. Um is it bad if she's there?
I think there's a movement. It's not necessarily bad. I actually think it's pro Mary Magdalene and pro woman.
Okay.
There's like a movement towards rehabilitating her image. I've been
Mm.
seeing stuff about this pop up that like a lot of people feel that she was miscasted as a prostitute in most of the stories and depictions, but that was just because it was being told by dudes.
Okay.
You know what
Okay.
I mean? So like
Ah, this whore.
real talk. They're like, she keeps showing up. You know what I mean? That's the only
Who
and like
invited the slut over here? Okay,
real,
got it.
you know what I mean?
All
So
right.
like, dudes wanted to like downplay her role,
Sure.
in the whole Jesus story because it doesn't fit a lot of the church rules and
And
story
also,
and their
they
structure.
probably wanted to be the ones that were close to Jesus.
Right. So they want to be close. Or it would also go against a lot of like the power dynamics in church that are set up around male figures.
Right. Okay.
But you know, a lot of historians are coming out and stating that like while the if you believe in all of this stuff, there's talk of 12 disciples, but those are just the 12 names that were most mentioned in stories, but there were actually like hundreds or thousands of people that would, like rolling with Jesus.
Oh,
And
Jesus rolled deep.
real talk, he had a posse, he had a squad. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And like these 12 people that came up a lot were like the tightest of them, but they
Mhm.
weren't the only people. Otherwise,
Okay.
like, how did the church grow in theory, right? Like, if he
Okay.
did this,
All
you
right.
know what I mean?
Okay.
It was a movement. So, yeah, you could
Mhm.
say it started with these dudes, but
Mhm.
like by the end of this whole story, there should have been more people.
Mm.
And they say that it's significant that Mary like stayed in the story. That
Mm.
means that she wasn't just a random person.
Right.
She was a woman of significance. So, like, if she kept coming up, y'all trying to downplay her as a prostitute because you're trying to limit her story. But
Mhm.
she's clearly of equal value or worth in this movement
Right.
as these other dudes. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
So
All right.
her being in the image would make sense with that. But like at the time, he's doing this for the church. Maybe he don't, the artist doesn't feel comfortable doing a full-on depiction of her.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because at the time, that's not the status quo, but he might have read it like, nah, she one of them ones. We got sneaker in here, you know what I mean?
Yes, I believe Michelangelo is very known for saying, "Nah, she's one of them ones."
Real talk, yo. We out
Nah,
here,
nah,
yo.
we gotta include her. Yeah.
Yeah, she in there. You know what I mean? Little Easter egg. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let y'all find that later.
Not
Real
Easter
talk.
egg.
I,
Okay.
I believe it, yo. They got 300 people. He was like, I ain't gonna point her out when they looking at it. But
Right,
she in
but
there,
she in
baby.
there. Yeah,
Real
yeah,
talk.
yeah.
If
Okay.
you know type shit, you know?
Oh, man.
Real
Alright,
talk. And I
yeah.
can see Michelangelo at the parties like, yo, y'all don't even know what I did, my G. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
You
Real
got
talk.
Mary Magdalene, you got Waldo, you know what I mean?
Yo.
There's a Snoopy in there if you really if you really look. And Woodstock,
Woo.
not just Snoopy, and Woodstock. They were there too.
If you would like to get Gastor and Shalewa's breakdown of the other 300 characters in this painting.
That would be
All
a
you,
lot of fun.
all you gotta do is like subscribe to the show, baby. If you were Apple or Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You ain't know we was art experts. Okay? I study this shit all the time.
Mhm.
Real talk. 5 stars. You're gonna be blown away by how many black people we gonna say is in this painting.
Wow, and a black Bart.
Real
Not a
talk.
regular Bart Simpson, but there will be a black Bart, trust
Real
me.
talk. On
Black Barts
skateboard.
were everywhere.
Yo, that was the era, yo.
That
What a
was
time to
a
be alive.
moment.
Yo.
Did you even have jeans if they didn't have black Bart
Yo.
painted on them by someone in your chemistry class? Not even store bought. There was one kid in your chemistry class who
Yo.
knocked out black Barts
Yo.
all year.
Yo, Sha, I gotta tell you, I
Hmm.
really need your newsletter to come back.
All right, let me write that down too. Black Bart.
Oh man, if you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter or Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. With all that said, I am the Mary Magdeline advocate, Gastor Almonte. Believe all women, okay?
Uh-huh,
Real
uh-huh.
talk. With the Black Bart Simpson art expert,
Yeah.
Shalewa Sharpe.
Yeah, man. It's so easy to
Amen.
draw, right? You just do the zigzag up top, bring it down, put
Real
red,
talk.
blue, real easy.
Yo, that was
Yeah.
the time, B. Real talk. We was dope, man. Real talk.
Oh.
Oh man. This has been another episode of the War Report. I am gonna go buy Butterfinger in support. Real talk.
Good for you.
Haven't had one in like maybe like 8 years. I'm gonna go get one
Oh
right now.
boy. The last time I had one was certainly 10 years ago, and I think it's still stuck in my teeth.
Yeah, that was that. What was it about those things? They were
I
either
don't know,
delicious or
whatever
so hard.
the wafer or whatever the cookie was by far the hardest one.
Yeah,
And someone's like, "You had a stale one." And I was like, "No, every one that I've had has been that."
real talk.
And you can't soften it. It's like cement, a little bit of peanut butter, chocolate. Like it's so hard.
Real talk. And I enjoyed them, but they definitely like I lost a tooth or two to them.
I remember taking a little hike when I was at summer camp at Rock Eagle. Anyone in Georgia who knows the 4-H summer camp Rock Eagle, and I'm on some bridge and I'm trying to eat this Butterfinger and it's taking forever, and I just threw that shit in a creek. I was like, I'm gonna send you back to the earth. I can't work with this. And I feel like that was the last time I had when I was just like, I can't do this anymore. Why would I do this? They have nougat.
Oh,
There's so
man.
many soft things that are dipped in chocolate. Why would I try to kill myself with this?
Real talk. I was a glad for punishment, man. Stuck with the Butterfinger. Catch y'all next time. Peace.